We're now going to look into the commodities asset class. And as I mentioned before, the commodity basket actually contains metals, it contains industrial commodities and agricultural commodities. Gold, oil, silver, these are some of the more popular or well known or in the news kind of commodities. But then there are others as well. The corn market has gone through some ups and downs, which can disrupt markets. Also, copper is a very closely followed industrial commodity as it's a direct indicator of industrial activity and GDP growth. What we are going to do in this section, in the commodity section, is we're going to look at gold. Gold has a 5,000-year history as a currency and is very strongly connected to the US dollar. In fact, gold is priced in US dollars, so it has an inverse relationship with the US dollar. Gold sometimes acts as a safe haven, and we'll see that, and sometimes it doesn't. Silver is basically in the same category as gold, but is also widely used as an industrial commodity. There's lots of uses in the automobile industry and various high-tech industries as well. Oil, of course, is the ultimate geopolitical commodity, but the energy industry as of the beginning of 2016 is being turned on its head. Oil is at 10-year lows. There's lots of news events going on around oil and the supply and demand. But basically, the problem is with a slowing economy around the world, especially China, the demand for oil has come down by quite a bit. That's primarily the reason. There are also other reasons as well. There's political, there's geopolitical. Iran has been lifted from its sanctions, so it's going to contribute to the oil producers. Saudi Arabia and Russia agreed to keep supply levels low so that the oil market doesn't get decimated even more than what it is. However, the main problem is one of demand. And so we'll need to see if global growth can pick up again, and that's really when the demand for oil is going to come back again. In the section for commodities, we are going to study gold and we're going to study oil, I think, because these are the two main commodities that everybody looks at. The agri commodities include things like corn, soybean, orange juice, and many others, cattle, and there's all kinds of esoteric investments there. They all trade in futures contracts. Some of them have ETFs. As a retail investor, unless you're closely involved with that particular industry, you're really not going to be investing in corn or soybean unless you are from the food industry or you know something about the food industry. You're really not going to be dealing with those kinds of commodities. So basically, we'll look at gold, which is a metal. We'll look at oil. Then we'll do some detailed studies. Especially gold has at some times behaved as a safe haven. And this is a very interesting aspect of gold. In fact, even in the last 2 weeks in January, gold has been rising. So you can see that it acts as a safe haven at some times, but it does not act as a safe haven at all times. And we'll look at the oil charts as well in detail in the section on commodities.